Come on now. There we go. There we go. Damn, y'all said y'all was going to go crazy, man. Come on. Welcome, brother.
We here.
The backyard in Hong Kong, brother.
I know, bro. They taking care of us. Appreciate everybody in the back in the suits and stuff making this happen for us. I know it wasn't easy finding a space in here. It's a massive hotel. This is awesome. It's awesome.
But right off the rip, I think I owe somebody a formal apology. It's
Talk to him.
I think I owe Tyrese Haliburton an apology.
You do?
Yeah, for sure. Because
Indiana native? He said we all do.
He before like this playoff run that he's went on, I was like I was a hater, I guess you could say, but I think the biggest thing for it was just like I thought that he was like a plug and play success player, and this playoff run, I think has proven to me that like he is like that piece that they 100% need, and yeah, I owe him an apology because he's.
I like that. Not a lot of people were man enough to apologize. It's crazy. I started our last podcast saying the same thing, but yeah, we compete. I love competing against him. I've seen him grow into the player he's become. Obviously, he's got traded once, so we can relate in that state. But I think that's what the league does. You know, the league creates this narrative around people that people from the outside looking in may be misinformed, and it's easy to follow that. And then you put a chip on a player's shoulder that's in the NBA. That's all a player needs is that to go lock in, grind, you know, hear all that is put it as motivation, and it really is fuel to the fire. You know, I feel like we're a special group of guys that you add fuel to that fire, it makes that chip on your shoulder just a little bigger. So when you get the opportunity to display it, you know, you come out with that, you know, as your driver to that. So for him, he's definitely doing big things for your state, right?
Come on now.
Indiana, for all the Indiana natives out there, basketball's booming. It's always been booming. So like I said, I mean, the Pacers are doing their thing. Super complete team. I mean, you can't just talk about Halliburton and not talk about all the other pieces on that team that makes that team go. From the coaching staff, we talked about that. From the players that, you know, they may not get the recognition like the T.J. McConnells and the Nimhards and the Obi Toppins and guys like that. Then you got guys on the bench like James Johnson that really, you know, keep that glued together. And shout out to my 2014 brother, Miles Turner, for a guy like him to be in the same uniform, same situation he's been in since he's been drafted. It's not easy. So flowers to the Pacers. They're doing big things. You know what's crazy is we just had a conversation talking about which 5 players you would take out of the playoffs to start your team with, and we had some interesting teams. And then Caitlin's not here, but she spiced it up with if you could trade one player from any team and swap them, would that get it done for that team? And it went
really good question.
Yeah, before you go, it went everywhere. But I heard something along the lines of OKC's been dominating the league all year. What would they need to get it done? Like, the team seems flawless. So I'll let you go. Like, what sounds the best? Swapping a guy out, putting him on a team. I went from putting, I don't know, Halliburton on the Timberwolves, Brunson on the Thunder. Like, what would that look like? I feel like the Thunder are excluded though. Like
I agree with you. I mean, we haven't seen. I mean, the toughest thing we saw was last series with the Thunder, and they found a way to get the job done. So It's like they never really ran into a rough patch this season. So I think you're right. Like, are they excluded? Like, this might be their year, and it's like they don't need anything else. So I don't know. I feel like this is tough.
Think about it. I mean, when you look at the teams that have holes in their system, respectfully, like the reason they're not winning is because they're missing something.
Yeah.
And OKC's winning, so it's like they're not missing anything.
I think where my mind went to initially was a point guard going to the Wolves to help Ant not have to be on ball so much. And the reason for that is like the Thunder, I think, are doing a good job of keeping Ant, like when he does have the ball, that he has to get off it, and then how he has to score after that. It's making it more difficult for not only him, the entire team to figure out their flow and their rhythm. I think they had a point guard. Maybe it is Tyrese. They could play a little bit faster. They could share the rock a little bit more, and I think that could help the Timberwolves a little bit. But at the end of the day, like the Timberwolves might surprise us and win the next two, and we're right
You
back at
never know.
yeah.
That's
So
why it's hard to speak on the playoffs. But I will say the Timberwolves are a team that when the ball's popping, they're hard to guard.
yeah,
And when that ball's not moving, it's easy to guard them. And they're not a team that's been passing the ball all season. So now when they get in the playoffs and they're struggling or down to whatever, they can go up to whatever. You see that is a problem for that team. Respectfully, that team looks like they just need some passing in there,
yeah.
something to just sprinkle that. Also, this is
Uh
the
oh,
bad take, but yo, I'm starting Luka Garza next game, bro.
really? Why is that?
I'm starting Luka Garza. I'm starting to kill Alexander. I don't know, bro. You go 0-2, you got to try something, right? You don't want to go 0-3. And Luka Garza is a guy that can really help that team. You talk about matching up against Hardenstein. You talk about being a bruiser down low when they want to go small. Just like the things that the Thunder are exploiting on the Timberwolves, I think he could potentially be an answer for that.
And why like Luka Garza over like Nas Reed?
I mean, Nas is just so dominant off the bench. I think it allows you to
Keep
not
that
change
rotation.
his motive. You allow him to come in just straight kill off the bench. You throw a guy like Luka Garza in there that's just like, he's credible. He's got the potential. He's got all that. He's a bruiser. Like, let's do something different. He might not even be on the scout report, you know? It reminds me of when Tyronn Lue, they were playing it was the Clippers versus the Warriors. And Patrick Beverly, I remember talking to him. He was like, Ty Lue called me and said I might not play this series against the Warriors. And they benched him. And they almost won. Like, they almost beat the Warriors. That was when Lou Will was crazy. Shea Gilgeous was on the Clippers going crazy. Uh, and they just had a team that they just didn't need Patrick Beverly for that series. Pat took it like a champ. And I'm sure to this day he'll probably be like, we probably would have won if y'all had played me. But the fact that coach had to grow some and make that happen. And also Pat had to be a gangster to not lose him as a potential piece. Because as a player, like, you can get lost in the sauce like that. A coach just delivers some news like that, big game, big series, you've been playing all season, and then you just don't play when it matters. Like, it's hard to keep a player, level-headed after that. So I think you got to make some ballsy moves in the playoffs. This is what the time to do it.
I feel like there's a couple things that break down from that. Is like as a coach talking to, like, let's say you or a player, how would you prefer them approach that? And then as a player, how do you even hear that and handle that?
I think when you're in the shower, or when you by yourself, you're honest with yourself, and you know that I'm either hurting this team or I'm helping this team. Either coach is gonna make a decision and I'm gonna be a part of that, or he's not. Like, he has to make decisions, especially when you're down 0-2. So I mean, as far as delivering it, that's what the whole season is for. You learn how to talk to your players. You learn how to deliver those messages. You learn how to have those hard conversations. You play 80 plus games. You gotta wing it, trial and error, throw stuff against the wall, hope it sticks, realize what doesn't stick, take notes on that, rebuttal that. Like, you gotta do all these things throughout the season. So when it comes to playoffs and you gotta make these hard decisions, it's not foreign to your group. Your group is expecting you to make decisions that everybody else ain't gonna see coming. So as a player, the older I've gotten, the more I respect it and the more I anticipate things like that, because it can kill you. It can shoot you down, and you just ain't no getting back from it if you let it. So, yeah.
I feel like that's probably something that a lot of people overlook, because as a man, like, we're prideful beings, and so having somebody, especially your boss, it's like sitting you down or saying like, hey, we're not going your route right now, and you have to somehow take that on the chin and keep the right mental space. Like, that's something that honestly
It's
that takes a
hard.
real man.
It's hard. I mean, also, like, being in NBA, you don't know what's next a lot of the time, from getting traded, from coaches getting moved, from players getting traded like to your team, like guys can get traded in layup lines. So that lets you know like you don't know what's coming next. When you're in a position like that, you find a happy medium, and that becomes your foundation, right? So then when things get bad or get good, you always can look at your foundation, like what got you there, what kept your mind in that place. And that's why I appreciate golf so much, is because when you're playing well, you're either not thinking or you are thinking. And to know what you're thinking about when you're playing well, I feel like is a cheat code, you know? To know where your mind was when you were playing well. So I always try to do that. Like if I have a good round, I'm not the best golfer, but when I'm playing well, I'm like thinking like, what's my swing thought right now? Where is my mind at right now? Just so if it gets bad, I can just at least try to revisit that. I got something to hold on to.
I think honestly, the past like 3 or 4 pods, we've been really talking about like the mental side of everything. Like even in the beginning, when we first started this, it was like we were heavy in like the flow state, and that's all mental. Like when for you did you realize like mental awareness, mental toughness? When did that become something that you were actually like aware of? Like when was that moment?
I like the way you just did that. That was smooth. That was real smooth. I think for me, uh, I think going through public humiliation, when everybody's looking at you, everybody's throwing rocks at you, everybody's got comments, you either gonna fall beneath all of that or you're gonna rise. And one of my coaches always said the cream will always rise to the crop. And for me, I always look at that. When adversity's setting in, I'm always like, it can always be better or it could be worse. I can control that though with my approach. And I said it before, I never get too high, I never get too low. If things are going well, if things are going good. But to answer your question, when I think at a young age, before I got to the NBA, before I got to college, high school, any of that, I had a few coaches that, really mentored me and allowed me to kind of be prepared for any situation. And I say that to say I was in elementary school when I first got introduced to basketball, and that's when I got introduced to Dion. And Dion was the guy that he was like Mr. Miyagi for me. Um, I'm sure y'all know who that is, right? Mr. Miyagi, right? No? All right. Well, Mr. Miyagi is one of the legends from the Karate Kids, and the way he was zen for his client who he was working with allowed him to always know that he can get that zen from him. And if it was confidence, if it was constructive criticism, if it was adversity, I got that from Dion. Then when I left Dion, I crossed paths with Doug Bibby, and that was my high school coach. And he allowed me to really trust his credibility because he had Rondo, and following Rondo's footsteps allowed me to just kind of know that he knows what he's talking about. So I can just follow him. And then I had Ellis Miles. He was a guy that played at the University of Louisville, known for a really heavy temper. He was known for it. He was known to cuss out refs, get texts. He's equivalent to like Draymond as
Okay.
a coach. So I went from this Zen coach that allowed me to be Zen through the storm. Then I went to Doug Bibby, that was this credible coach that allowed me to fall back and just let him guide my step. Then I had a coach that was just Draymond-ish, that was just like mother F you, good, bad, or in between. It's not good enough. You could be better. Why you smiling? Ain't nothing funny. And it was just like super like, dang, all right, I can't do nothing right. And then you put all of that in a bowl and stir it all up, and that's what you got. And that's not including my college coach, Thad Matta, who's a coach that was the most positive coach I've ever had. When it comes to how positivity mentally can affect you and how it can affect everybody watching you next to you, he knew that and he took that. He was the coach that when things were bad, he was finding a way to make us laugh. When we were down 20, he was finding a way to say, let's just cut it to 10.
Mm.
And that for me, I ran with that. Like I said, you add all of that up, and I'm a product of all of that. So there was no win. It was just being a product of that environment at a young age.
Adding it throughout
For
to your bag
sure.
throughout the whole
Recognizing
thing.
what they had to offer
Yeah.
and adding it to my bag, for sure.
I think, I mean, we've been rocking now. I think we're going into like season 8, bro. And I've seen a lot of highs, lows, and in
Hell
betweens.
yeah.
And there's been a few car rides that I like vividly remember, and I remember like you calling Dion and just chopping it up with him, just sharing your thoughts, and he was just real, sharing it right back.
Yeah.
I remember times you talking to Tone and doing the same exact thing, and I think that's like something I've really seen is you being able to rely on people that will tell you exactly what it is and their thoughts, and you'll take that and
Hell yeah.
process that and be able to get that off your mind and off your chest. So shout out to them for real.
No, you need those people. You need those people. For all y'all out there that has somebody that's gonna keep it 1,000 with you the whole time. It's not gonna sugarcoat anything. You need that. As much as you don't want to hear it or as much as you don't think you need it, you need it. Because when you're low, they're gonna pick you up. And when you're too damn high, they're gonna bring you back to earth. And that's the best thing you could ask for in life.
Man, I think we got right into it, man. We got a lot of people in this room, so
Nah, it's just us in here, bro. We not used to this audience, so I don't think we need to get used to it. I think we need to stay in this flow where it's just me and you, bro. This is our time to talk about what we want to talk about, and we just got people that want to enjoy hearing us talk about what we want to talk about.
that's very true.
Not opening the floor and doing all that. We can eventually, but I like where we at.
Yeah. I asked the question before. Bill's been big on saying that he thinks it's going to be two sweeps. He thinks it's going to be a sweep Indiana and a sweep OKC. And then he thinks
Sheesh.
OKC is going to win the finals in 7. And
That's crazy.
I said the same thing. I think that's crazy.
I don't think it's crazy that it can't happen. I just think that like when Bill says stuff like that, he just like kind of blows it by, and then that shit it ends up happening.
That's
Like,
Bill. He's probably
bro,
he lived so many lives. It probably happened.
yeah. So like, no, that's a fact. Shout out Dr. Bill, y'all. If y'all don't know, y'all should. But no, when he speaks, I listen because he's one of the guys really credible, very knowledgeable. Been around a lot of different teams, been around a lot of different organizations and people that where he kind of sees that same formula, and he can kind of speak on it in advance. So I wouldn't put it past him, man. I honestly, I'd rather that happen just so. Nah, I'd rather them get some wins and it get real crazy because the games, first round, second round, like obviously there was some blowouts, but like the games that were really good
Yes.
were really good, man.
Or the Clippers Denver series was
Dude,
like
that could have been any way. An unhealthy Denver could be playing right now,
For sure.
beating OKC.
for sure.
I don't know if that, like, what would have happened? Would Shea still have gotten MVP? Like, how would that have worked? If Denver would have beat them and Jokic is averaging a triple-double and he's putting up 50-point triple-doubles and his team is not the best team and they've fired their coach and he finds a way to will his team. Like,
I think they shocked me, but they didn't shock me. And the reason I say they shocked me is because of the success they continue to have, but like late game situations, figuring it out. Like how many times it was like a late game situation they ended up winning or sent it to overtime and then got the job done. It was like, not saying Mike Malone did not matter, but it was like you switch up a coach and you have 3 games left. It's like I feel like that does something to at least your mental state. In that team, it just felt like it was like, yeah, we had bad games, we had bad stretches, but it was just like we're still gonna figure out a way to get the job done. And
I hear
they
you.
ultimately ran into OKC, but they took them to 7 games. And I was surprised by that.
to piggyback on that,
Okay.
right? When Ja Morant was out for suspension, we said Memphis looks better without him,
Yeah.
right? If Shea wasn't playing, OKC would still be nice,
Yeah.
beating the hell out of teams. And people would be like, if Jokic ain't playing,
You're not
so when you say most valuable player,
For sure.
that puts it in perspective for me. That puts it in perspective for me.
I think that kind of goes to show the style of play for those teams and like what they're, because I think it's the same thing for the Pacers. Kind of what we're talking about with Tyrese. It's like there's so many people around him that they can be their night anytime. In Denver, it's like it's not Jokic's night, it's not Denver's night. But it's the same thing with the Thunder. It's like SGA might be struggling, whatever, but they're still going to figure out a way to get the job done because there's so many guys that can do it.
Dang, I just thought about that. So y'all, congrats to our MVP though, man. Congrats to our MVP. When you talk about somebody that's got it out the mud, came out of nowhere, like when he was at Kentucky, I'm from Kentucky and I didn't even know who he was.
All right, fellas, I need you to stop what you're doing and go download Prize Picks if you haven't already. Because once you download Prize Picks and use code BACKYARD, you get $50 on us once you place the first $5 lineup. And in that lineup, a reason I love it so much, because all you have to do is place more or less on whatever player you want to rock with that night. And you can do it for as many players or as little players as you like. And it doesn't matter if I'm watching basketball, hockey, golf, baseball, esports, doesn't matter. I can put them all in my lineup. The reason I like firing on Prize Picks so much during the summer is because I travel all the time, and Prize Picks is available in more than 28 states, including California, which I love summers in California. So I can fire on Prize Picks with all my friends and sweat out the games with them. And it doesn't matter what we're watching, we always get to enjoy the game a little bit more. And lastly, fellas, there's also a special going on during basketball playoffs. Every time you do a $5 3-pick basketball flex play during the playoffs, you automatically get entered in the Prize Picks sweepstakes for courtside tickets to the finals. So download the app today and use code BACKYARD to get $50 instantly after you play the first $5 lineup. That's code BACKYARD to get $50 instantly after you play the first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Let's get back into the video.
Yo, it's D-Lo. I'm partnering with Ro. Women, y'all feel that? It's sexy. But if you're stressing about your performance, it throws you off. That's why I rock with Ro Sparks. Ro Sparks dissolve under your tongue and hit fast so you're ready when the moment pops off. You feel like a superhero and satisfying your partner. That's key. Ro Sparks help you last longer, stay fuller, and keep the whole vibe right. If prescribed, new patients get $15 off their first order. Hit up ro.co/backyard and to see if Ro Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/backyard and see if Ro Sparks are right for you.
Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved. Do not undergo FDA safety effectiveness or manufacturing review. For full safety information, go to ro.co/safety-info.
Yo, it's D'Angelo Russell. There's a reason the best players always show up when it matters. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They've recovered over $25 billion for their clients. And when you hire Morgan & Morgan, it's like having an army on your side. If you're injured, you can check them out on forthepeople.com/backyard or dial #law/#529. Father's Day's coming up. Don't get your dad some random gift he's never gonna use. Manscaped has this new electric shaver called the Chairman Pro. It's got 2 different blade heads, so whether he wants a clean shave or just a clean up and edge shave, it handles both. It's waterproof, the battery lasts forever, and it even has a lot of screen that tells you how much charge is left. Super easy to use. If you wanna hook your dad up, go to manscaped.com and use the code BACKYARD for 15% off. So, you talk about the evolution of the league, right? The league has been based around star-studded teams, make big trades, get stars together. And then you see it kind of like switch to where it's like the youth, the growth, the camaraderie, developing players, keeping coaches around, giving them a chance to go through the fire, letting them figure their way out. That's what you're seeing around the league now. A lot of these teams that are doing well have the same regime going on, and it's easy to follow. It's easy to draft a player and plug them to see how we can be better than we were last year. And I appreciate that so much.
I saw someone, I think it was Austin Rivers, talking about how this is like the first year we haven't seen the Steph Currys, the LeBron Jameses, these big name
I love it.
And that's what he said too. He was like, the NBA is like in a great spot because of this. And I think you're right. Like Minnesota, their core, they drafted them. OKC drafted them. Like the Knicks made some trades and everything, but then like the Pacers, same thing. They made a couple trades, but it's a core that was built, and they've been around each other for some years now, and you're seeing that success. So I think the league is moving away from that superstars.
I got something for us. The question you asked, if you could draft your top 5 players and a coach from the best teams in the league right now, the last 4 teams. If you can draft my boy Sebastian, he's a professional foodie. He's a professional finish his plater. I don't even know where they compete at, but he's a pro. He's gonna finish that plate. And if you got something left, he's gonna ask for some of yours. And he's only 5'6", 160 pounds, but that's my dog. He said something, he mentioned his team, and it was like a random, like from the team that all the players, he mentioned like the most random players. I think he said like Naismith and like Pascal at his 4, Naismith at his 3. I don't know who he said, but he said his team, and then we named our team, which was like all star studded. And then I looked at him, I was like, his team might beat all of our teams because you just not, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
You named all the best players. He named Mikal Bridges. No disrespect, but he named all these random dudes that are
It wasn't the level one
exactly.
guys. Yeah.
And then you think about it, that's exactly what the league is, and that's what's in style. Like these guys that can just glue together, mesh together, and they do that togetherness on the floor. So let's try that though. We'll pick a coach, right?
So we're picking who we think would have the most success from the 4 teams left. We get 5 players and a coach.
Yep.
Okay.
You start.
We can't pick the
We
same.
can't
guy?
pick the same. You start.
Okay. I'll take. So we're starting with the coach.
Nah, because
Okay.
I think the coach got to dictate your players got to dictate who you get the coach.
Okay. I'll take SGA with the 1.
At the point, SGA at the point. I'll take Halliburton at the point.
So now it's you. We go
It's
back.
me?
Yeah.
All right. Halliburton at the point. At the 2, I'll take at the 2. I mean, what shooting guards are like besides Ant? Like, are there any options? Halliburton's a ball dominant guy. Like, I don't think I need Ant Edwards. And if you got Shea and Ant, I like our chances because then one of them got to be half the player they is. So I got to figure out, all right, Halliburton. I'm taking a guy like Jaden McDaniels at the 2.
I wanted Jaden, but I'll gladly take Ant.
So you take Ant,
Yeah,
okay.
and the reason I'm okay with that is because I think both of them are still gonna get the job done. But I also think SGA is.
Can I reverse? Can I take J Dub at the 2?
Yeah, I'll let you have that.
He's a 2, right?
Yeah, I'll let you
I'll
have
take J Dub at the 2. First time All-Star. Yeah.
I'll let you take that.
I'll take him, and then you could take Jaden.
Yeah, and I will take Jaden. But the reason I think that I'm cool with having Ant and SGA is 'cause I think SGA is a sleeper defensive player. I think Ant can lock some folks up.
For sure.
And then I'll also take Jaden because I think Jaden can guard anybody in the league.
For sure. So you got Jaden. All right, so now I need a 3. I'm going OG for Caitlin. I know she's yeah, I got OG, healthy OG.
believer. All right, then you got.
So Halliburton, J-Dub, OG, and then I can pick a 4.
Yeah. Or, I mean, you can pick a 4 or 5. Just you got to
Right. Okay. At the 4, I like, for that team, Halliburton, J-Dub, OG. I like Miles Turner at my 4.
I love Miles Turner. Miles Turner is the one archetype of a big that has never, Tone told me this, and it's so true, has never hit the market, but is probably one of the most valuable pieces in the league. Like, he's never touched the market.
He's never hit the market.
And-
They know.
But
They
like
know.
the way he like
Brings a lot to the table.
yeah, and he can play defense, the way he can shoot the rock. There's everything he does is it's needed in pretty much every team.
When the game evolved, he evolved. Like when the bigs started shooting threes, everybody was talking about Cat and all that. He was slowly becoming this shooting big too.
And he's that rim protector
For
too.
sure,
So.
for sure.
All right, well, you got Miles.
You better pick who I think you're gonna pick. If not, my team.
I mean, I think I'm just gonna continue at this rate, my star-studded lineup.
You got to be the star-studded side. We got to put this up too, Jordan, on the side and take a little poll. See.
Yeah, I think I'll say what I was about to say after we get done, but I'll take Cat.
At the 4?
Yeah, we'll spread the floor. I'll take Cat. Cat might end up being my 5. I don't know. We'll see who. Oh, I get
It's on you. Yeah.
Okay.
Double
So
down.
I'll get Cat, and then this is tough. Do I want Cat at my 5 or I want Cat at my 4?
Got Miles Turner. Let me see who I'm thinking about.
I think I know who you're gonna get, so it makes me want to get him, but I'm not gonna.
But
do
now
that.
I got my team. I don't know if I need them. I don't know if I need them. trying to think.
I'll
Cause J-Dub can play 4. Like
yeah,
that's
he
what
could.
that's what the
He
Thunder
is
do.
versatile too.
So like,
He is versatile too. Let's see. So I got Ingram.
ooh, watch who I picked. I'm gonna mess him up. I'm gonna mess him up. Ooh, I'm gonna mess him up.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Look at him. He about to go. Look.
I'm gonna get.
Is that a legacy?
I got enough.
That's all right. All right.
I got enough scoring on my team.
Look at him. Who he about to get?
So I'm gonna push Cat to the 5. I got Jaden, who's gonna guard the 3 or 4, but he's really positionless. And then I'm gonna go Lou Dort. So I'm gonna go another defensive guy.
I like that. I like that a lot. Dang, that was a curveball right there. But I'm gonna go the other J-Dub that's on the end of the OKC bench with all the hair. Yeah. Is that his name? Jalen Williams?
Yeah, it's Jalen.
It's like 5 of them over there. Yeah, I like him next to Miles Turner. Ooh,
I thought you were definitely going Hartenstein.
I was, but that's boring. Hartenstein. Shout out Hartenstein. It's just...
It's boring because it was the obvious pick, or boring because...
Yeah, I think the obvious pick, because I want to throw some side doors in there.
He's just a Swiss Army knife. I think that's why it's like...
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he slept on. I think people don't realize how good he is for OKC.
Nah, I think they know. I think they look like we going to get Caruso and Hartenstein in this
From his peers, I think you're right. But,
type, okay.
But I'm saying, like, from the general public side, I don't know if people know that.
No Hartenstein, they don't beat Denver. They don't beat Denver at all. I think the Williams that I just brought up may have changed Jokic's demeanor a little bit, but Jokic is still going to put up 50, 17, and 19. Like,
yeah.
Wasn't no stopping them.
It's on you. Who you picking to coach the team?
Coach, I mean, the way Rick Carlisle gets it done, I got to go Rick Carlisle. I got to. I think him and Halliburton have a connection that he's found home. Carlisle got fired after they made it to, I don't know, I'm not going to throw that out there. They made it and he got let go, and I was just like, I mean, they like, what were they missing? I don't think it was a coach, but then they went to the West Conference Final, J. Kidd, whatever. But I think Carlisle and Harden, my coach has to have this relationship with my point guard, right? So you got Halliburton and Carlisle already doing it, so I'm going to keep that going.
Yeah. I saw a thing that Finch and the guy from OKC, I forget his name, I'm sorry.
I don't know his name either.
But they're the first 2 G League coaches to make the Western Conference Finals, I'm pretty sure, something like that. And I could be wrong, but it's something about them starting the G League and now they're in the Western Conference Finals.
Powerful.
But just the success that OKC's had for the past few years, and no offense to Finch because he's the same exact. He's had all the success. But I'll take the homie from OKC. I'll take him as
Can't
coach.
go wrong. Yeah. Can't go wrong. Make sure y'all tune in. We're gonna put the polls up. Y'all like, dislike, subscribe.
I think that people will look at my team because I did star-studded and be like, okay, I think they'll vote for me, but I think your team is built to do some damage.
I was just trying to straddle along the lines of the way the league is going.
Yeah, I peeped. I definitely did.
I don't know. It's what I see. But
when we talk about the way the league's going, what do you think about? I guess what is your opinion as a player with how people are viewing SGA and how he gets officiated versus some of the other players?
I mean, I think you got to be really smart to know when and how you can get away with that. You know, you just you can't take nothing away because it's obviously really smart. You know, but me, I just don't enjoy that. You know, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but I remember when I got around Draymond Green, one of my favorite teammates, and he was like, he broke it down something along the lines of, you know why Steph Curry is one of the best players ever? And I was saying all these things, throwing all this stuff, like what I thought he was going to say. And he said something like, when you watch all the other stars around the league, they look at the refs, they talk to the refs, they complain to the refs, and then they go down on the floor. And that conversation that they had may have dictated the next one. Steph don't do that at all. Steph plays the game with this, I don't need the refs mentality. And when you look around the league, like, who's doing that? That's why he gets so much credit. That's why he's my favorite player. I know he's yours too, but like, that's why I respect him so much. When he broke it down to me like that, I was just like, bro, that's powerful. Cause you watch everybody find a way. And then Shea's mentality, like the way he floats and like, I mean, I saw it during the Olympics. Like when there was a bad call or a travel that wasn't a travel, or in the Olympics is definitely a different officiated game. And the way he just never let it affect him, I saw his mental there. That exposed how he thinks to me. And then you see a guy like Steph and the way Drake put that, it just made it just like, it just didn't seem close, you
Yeah.
know? And I hope Wemby brings that aura to the game as well, to where he's just like on some Kawhi Leonard-ish. He just not talking to the refs. He don't have nothing to say that don't need to be said. He's here to get it done and he's out.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that so much more.
I remember talking to Kev about that at the Olympics in between my naps and timeouts. But yeah, Kev.
We got to bring up the clips,
clip.
bro. That's
But yeah, I remember Kev talking to me about that. He was just like, look at SGA. It's like he was like, I've never seen him talk to a ref. Like it's just like whatever it is, you got it. I'm on D, or it's the other way.
They called Trout. I remember the play specifically. I was watching the game. For y'all that don't know what we're talking about, we went to the Olympics in Paris. We brought the whole squad, and we were staying in a hotel in Central Paris, and all the games in the Olympics were probably like 2 or 3 hours away. So how y'all traveling here to make sure y'all show love, and we appreciate it. Us as basketball fans were doing the same thing. We were going to these games that were like
Out the way. Had
a good night the night before, dragging it to these games that start at 7 and 8 in the morning, and you watch Greece and Giannis. You watch Australia with Josh Giddey and Dyson McDaniels, and you watch Canada with Jamal Murray and Shea and Luke Dort. You watch all these teams, and I remember specifically Shea had this play where he did an unbelievable move, and they called travel. And he looked at the ref. He was like, "Travel, okay." Gave him the ball and ran off. And it was like this play would have made it may have made one of the best plays of the tournament.
ESPN
whatever.
top 10 for sure.
You know, so to see that, like I said, I'm a guy that I watch everybody's moves that like I know I'm either gonna compete against or cross paths with, and just to get an edge or maybe just to be a fan. And I was noticing he was exposing his mental to me, his approach to me, and I took something from that. It was cool to see.
Yeah. You had said two things that I want to circle back to one. I'm going to circle back to one right now.
Yeah.
Is you were talking about Draymond. Why is Draymond one of your favorite teammates?
I mean, I just learned so much from him from the short time I was there. I look at it like this. The league is full of so many different personalities and people that come from so many different places, and you're special. You made it to the league. You're special. You're different. There's something about you, but there's always this why. And before, from the outside looking in, I was always like, wow, how is Draymond this? How is Klay Thompson? How is Steph? How is Steve Kerr? How is all these dudes different like this? And once I got there y'all know I was there for probably like 3 or 4 months or whatnot. And I got to see exactly why. And when you get around certain players, they have this effect about them that you feel like it's class. You feel like you're learning something when you get around them. Anytime you get the chance to just be one-on-one with them, you feel like you're in Algebra 3 and you're just learning something that you've never learned before. And just listening to Draymond break the game down and listening to him talk about Steph and listening to him talking about their championship runs and why and how they beat LeBron when he was at his best, how they do these things. And I just felt like I was in class. I really felt like I was learning something every time I got to talk to him. And that goes into the other bunch of guys like Jared Dudley and Ed Davis and Kobe and LeBron and Steph and all these guys. But I'm fortunate enough to cross paths with Draymond because he gets so much hate. And any chance I get to big him up and just say, yo, all that's wrong. He's okay up here. He's okay. He's just
He knows exactly
fierce,
what he's doing.
He's just a fierce competitor. And when you're that sick of a competitor, sometimes it shows a side of you that you can't help to show. But if you can see past that, you realize he's just a different breed of competitor that not everybody's like that.
I think I was definitely, I'll admit it, when I first started coming around you was in Golden State. And going into that, I was a Draymond like hater. Like I loved Steph, I loved the Warriors, I loved everything so far, but I was like, man, Draymond is just too much. And getting to not only see him up close and like get to be around him and hear some of the things he was talking about, but like hear things you guys would talk about, and then you kind of breaking down to me, it was like bro, like there was no Draymond Green. Like he came in and he figured out what he needed to do to not only stay in the NBA, but be able to set his family up for generations to come, win championships, HOF top 75, like all that. Like he figured out his own way. There was no little lane that he could follow. There was nobody else. Like it's Draymond Green is now that people try and be Draymond Green in the league, and he did that with a lot of this and like a lot of heart, and people don't see that. Like he's won Defensive Player of the Year however many times, first team all defense however many times. It wasn't because of his freak athletic ability or all this. It was like you say it all the time. Talk about Draymond's defense and what you took from it. It's like a lot of people like that goes unnoticed with how much he's
the same guy. He's the same guy that when he's done playing, every company that can potentially work with them, they're gonna be pulling them because they know what they're about to get, you know. And for him to give what he's given the game, I mean, he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but the why is what fascinates me with a guy like him. That's not the fastest, that's not the strongest, that could potentially be one of the smartest, but he lacks all these things that when you just are simply looking at him, he lacks it. But when he gets on that floor, guys are intimidated by him. So, I mean, it's a surface level view that you won't see from the outside looking in. But once you're in that bubble, once you get in between the lines of an NBA player and hear the way they think and talk and prepare, you realize that everybody has a niche and everybody has that thing that pushes them. And me, I always gravitate to the psychos, like the psychos of the NBA. Like I gravitate to them because I know you different. I just want to know why. And in my short time, I try to figure it out.
I mean, you've said it multiple times. You want to sit down and chop it up with Dylan Brooks on here.
Yeah,
and that's like
shout out
another prime example. Like he figured out what he needed to do, and he did that to a T, and he's found success with it. I think the other thing I was going to get back to was the whole SGA and like the foul baiting thing, and you were saying like you appreciate it, but you don't enjoy watching it and stuff. Yeah. I think that was a big thing when James Harden was doing it, and like when James was doing it to a complete another level than SGA. Like the free throw differential was not even close, but James had to master that. Like it was a skill that he had to perfect, and he did it to a T. All the way up into the league had to change rules so that way they could change the.
Do y'all know about that? Are y'all familiar with that? Like they changed the rules. Like yeah. So like when I first got in the league, right, you had all these dudes that would get 3 points. They would get 3-point attempts. They would get 12 free throws before the game would even get going. And you'd be like, that's why they average 25 and 30 because they're shooting all these free throws. And it's like, you watch them and you're like, dang, that is a foul, but y'all won't call that? And then it got to a point where like, we can't call that every time. It just ruins the flow and the pace of the game. And I don't mean to cut you off, but we had a debate one time. It was like, who's the best shooting guard ever? And obviously Michael Jordan, you got Kobe. And then we were like third, right? And I said D Wade. And he said James Harden. And I can relate to James Harden more because of the way he plays and the way he does it. But I was trying to take away from what he does because of the fouls and the free throws. I was trying to take away from like how good he was. But it's like, dude, he was averaging 50, dude. He was like almost MVP. Like, well, he was MVP, right? Was he?
Yeah,
right, Russ. But I was like trying to take it away, but it's like you can't take away what the dude does, how he does it. You just kind of got to give it credit and look the other way, I guess. But no, it's funny you say that though. It's just hard for me to respect it a lot. Like I respect it, but it's hard for me to enjoy it.
As a fan, the product that you're watching is not your favorite.
Dude, we used to play the Rockets in Houston. And the game would be so boring because the whole first quarter was James shooting free throws. Look, they know. They know. Bro, I'm like, dude, I got to go stretch. Yeah. Bill, can you come stretch me real quick, bro? I'm about to go back in.
But I think for me, like when you talk about like the D Wade versus James Harden, I think the reason I am so like strongly just like pushing the James Harden narrative, like I grew up the biggest
You know
D
where you
Wade
at
fan.
right now, right?
Yeah, I
All
grew up
right.
the biggest D Wade fan. I still am, and I think the reason I say James Harden is because I think James Harden just gets overlooked so much, and people forget the fact that the hardest series the Warriors had as
And
the best team in the
they
world,
almost
maybe
had them
ever,
boys.
was against James Harden. And like there's like this knock that he doesn't perform well in big games and everything. It's like, yeah, he may not have performed well in game 7, but game 6 he just put up 50, 25, and 10.
Try to take it
So
away
it's
from me.
like
Yeah.
what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you break it down, you say D Wade, I'll be like, yeah, you're probably right. But like I think James Harden is more in that conversation than people think. And so that's why I think I like push that narrative. And I just think he's one of the guys that gets overlooked. That
For sure. For sure.
It's the same. It's not the same, but I was going to say we were talking about something else today, and someone said like if Kawhi Leonard never got hurt, he would have been like all the way up here. So we were doing like a little analogy, and I was like, I started thinking about it, I was like, if Kawhi never got hurt, he might be like top 5 basketball players of all time. Like he's
Dude, y'all tripping on Kawhi. Anybody that don't think Kawhi is one of them, like, dude, he's top 5 in the NBA. He's top 5. When he's healthy, he's top 5. Dudes are scared of Kawhi Leonard. I'm gonna put that out there. Like he is a dude that he don't care where y'all rank him. He shows up to the game trying to win, and that's it. And I was breaking down the CBA. Like the CBA is those dudes go in there just to win or lose.
Yeah.
There's no narrative. There's no foul bait. Like who in the CBA is known for like flopping? Like I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either. But
You can name all the NBA guys though,
Yeah, it's
right?
fair. It's
So it's
fair.
like not because we don't know their names, just more or less like
I didn't see it.
you're not getting away with that here. You're gonna flop and look crazy. So
They're gonna
I mean,
go through you regardless. So it's like you flop, you ain't getting that call anyways.
So yeah.
I think Kawhi, like everyone talks about this whole like Ant and like Jordan like S type thing, and I've seen some things about Kawhi. It really is that like Jordan-esque player, but it's just he just goes about it in his Kawhi way where it's just so different. It's so different. So props to him, man. I think he is slept on from being top 15, top 10 all time, just how he is right now.
For sure.
So
For the people out there that don't know where we are right now, we're in this very intimate space right now in Hong Kong. This hotel is unbelievable. It's some of the best fans that have been traveling on my tour this whole time, and I'm seeing some of the same familiar faces. I feel like we're family at this point, which we are, but it really feels like we're family with this intimacy right here, but the group that is here. I know people are traveling all over just to be here right now, and I want to thank y'all once again. Like, give it up for yourselves for being here. I appreciate your time. It never goes unnoticed with me. I'm sure anybody else may take this for granted, but these are moments like this I'll never forget. You know, like I said, the same familiar faces. I'm seeing you dudes in the airport. Y'all walking past me on the plane. I'm like, God dang, I can't get away from y'all. But no, it's a cool feeling. My dog got the legacy on. Like this, it just feels like I'm home, honestly.
I mean, you say it all the time. You're like, you enjoy being where you're welcomed and where you're loved.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's such a cool experience for even like all of us coming to China with you, is we feel the same love. Like they show that to us as if, you know, we're right there with you. And I feel it. So I can't imagine you walking into that building last night and seeing all those
that was
people and playing
crazy.
basketball in front of all of them. Like, it's crazy to see, and it's hard to put into words. And even the footage, it's like it's hard to share that and people actually understand and realize that energy is just missing, because that energy in person is unbelievable.
I wish I could have like took all my time, sat there and signed everything they wanted to be signed, took a picture with everybody that wanted a photo, whatever you needed, because I know it's a lot, but it's nothing for me to do that. And y'all make it seem like it's more than what it really is. I like to feel human. I like to feel like I'm just a regular person. I love that nobodiness, you know. I like to be in the shadows. I like to move. If there's a bigger personality around me or in the room, I enjoy that better because I get to just be this guy that's in the shadows, and I can kind of just be myself more. I don't have to activate, turn on, or turn off. I'm always on, and I'm always appreciative. And it's hard to do that when it's a lot, but you guys make it easy. Obviously, a lot of fans come from everywhere, all over the world, but China has the best fans. It's not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
We got a homie over there saying he came all the way from Vancouver. He was closer to us when we were in the U.S. than in
Come here,
China.
man. Come here. Come show face in our pod real quick.
Yeah,
Come here,
on,
bro.
I don't even know how many miles that is, but I know that's literally across the world.
Tell the people your name, bro. Come on. What's up, bro? Tell the people your name, where you came from. Don't be
I'm
nervous.
Ethan, and I'm from Richmond, Canada.
There you
And,
go.
Yeah, I study in Richmond High.
Yeah? In high school.
Yeah, I'm in high school right now.
What?
Yeah, I finished my exams, so I come here. And,
Bro, give me
yeah,
some.
Honestly, like it feels so unreal. Like all of these, man. Like, oh my god. Dude, I like this guy for like 4 years, and now he's right in front of me. Like, dude, this is crazy.
Come on,
This
bro.
is crazy.
Once again, I'm human. So for you to come here, once again, for you to be here and come all across the world, bro, to be here and show face, obviously we need you to we need you to pass those tests. We need you to do really well. Hope your parents are proud of you.
Like, come on, man.
I'm just saying, it's a guy that ain't down. I haven't passed a lot of tests in my time, so I gotta appreciate the people that pass their tests. Nah, flowers, bro. Appreciate you coming out, bro. You wanna go to Ohio State?
My principal's from Ohio State.
Come on, bro. Y'all, hey, Ohio State. Everybody that's doing the approving and acceptance letters, make sure y'all Ethan, right? Ethan what?
Ethan, you're
Yeah, Ethan UN. Make sure y'all get my guy, dog.
principal is from Ohio State.
Oh yeah, your principal? What's his name?
Last principal, Miss Chung.
Miss Chong out there. You did well with this one right here. All right, bro. I'll see you in a bit. We gonna open it up. Let's open it up.
We might as well start with you.
You got
man.
any questions, bro? We gonna start with you. What's up?
Oh, I got a question actually.
Go ahead.
So I actually got your shoe here, the energy drink colorway. And,
Coco?
Yeah, it's Coco 5, right?
Yeah.
And actually, like, we don't have it here, right? It's not available in China. Like, I searched everywhere, but I can't actually buy it.
Sure.
So you actually got any ideas for us to get a taste of it here? Like,
That's a heck of a question right there. That's a heck of a question.
It's a
Look,
great
the guy
question.
over there sitting there with his legs crossed.
Shaw's the man with the
He's
plan.
the man with the plan.
Antonio?
Nah, Antonio's the
Tell us.
man too. You see how comfortable he is. But nah, those are the most important people right there that's gonna get it done. So I'm sure they'll have an answer for you soon. If not, you can throw something at them. Whatever you got to do to make sure they get you the right answer. I appreciate you, bro. Huh? Yeah, I got you. I'll make sure you get it before we leave. I got you. Let's open it up though. If y'all got any questions or anything, we're gonna open it up for y'all. I know y'all came a long way. Jordan's got some questions. I know Tone's got some.
And we introduced this guy already, man, but I gotta ask if y'all can give a big a round of applause for this guy right here, Jordan.
Yes, sir.
'Cause
Yes,
this
sir.
man has been. He's a rookie in China. This guy's been absolutely killing it, no sleep, and doing everything and more. And our guy Zach's been getting more Jordan chance than him, so I just wanted him to feel a little bit of love because Jordan's been doing it. So
What's up, Jordan?
Appreciate it. Back to like a starting lineup question. You play with a lot of great players. What would be your starting lineup of teammates you play with, all in their prime?
And I'm in it.
You can be in it or you can be out of
It's
it.
your question.
No, not you in it.
All
Just
right,
teammates.
all right, just five. All right.
Let's do with the 6 man.
with the 6 man.
Yeah.
All right. So and these are greats.
Greats
So-
all time.
So my 6 man is gonna be Lou Will off the jump. 6 man is off the jump. Lou Will. Sinners. How about? I mean, AD. He ain't no sinner though, right? AD.
I mean-
Carl.
both of them play. I mean, yeah.
I'll throw Carl in there at the 5, and then you got to throw AD or Draymond in there at the 4 or 5. I got to pick one though, huh? Yeah. If I got Carl, I'm picking Draymond. I'm sorry.
Why is that? Why is that?
I mean, the compliment. I think AD is a guy that dominates the game offensively and defensively, right? Carl's a guy that dominates the game offensively and not so much defensively. So if I'm going Carl, that's my brother. I'm going Draymond to kind of fill that void of and I just imagine Carl Towns with a Draymond next to him. You talking, y'all talking crazy about my brother, but like Cat gonna bring that dog out.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
might start talking crazy. his real accent might come out. Yeah, his real voice might come out. Y'all ain't heard that one yet. Y'all heard the DDG, his voice.
It's all on the range.
Cat real voice gonna come out. But at the 3, what's up?
I guess before you move on to the 3, if you had AD, who would you have next to AD?
At the 5?
Yeah, or I guess AD might be at the 5, but like you said, Cat would be Draymond to complement each other. If you had AD, who would it be to complement AD?
With AD, I would have a guy like Julius Randle, just a bruiser, because I know he used to really do that, but I don't want him bruising no more. I want him to be able to just be him. And I would throw a guy that I played with like Julius that's going
So
muck it up.
you got Cat, you got Draymond.
Yep.
Where we at?
At the 3, I'm going Bron, right? At the 2, I'm going Kobe, right? At the point, I'm going Steph, right? like what? That's people's like best 5 ever. I actually got to cross paths with these dudes. That's a hell of a question.
That's why I asked, because I think you could literally put together the best lineup of all time
crazy.
With your teammates.
I mean, Lou Will, I was going to go Lou Will at the 6 man, but even Meta World Peace at the 6 man. Like, come on, bro. I played with Meta my rookie year. That was my bet.
That's crazy.
It's a hell of a question.
82-0?
For sure. Anybody else? Y'all got any questions for us while we in here? What's up, baby?
I want to know that when you first came to China, how does it feel? So many fans who support you, and what's the difference between this year and 2023?
Okay, so the first time I got to come to China was my rookie year. So after my rookie year, I came to China. We was in. You remember that? All right, we got the experience. I was just a fan of, like I said, the Chinese culture. And I wanted to get to the Great Wall. I wanted to do all these things, try all this food, and do all of that. It was a Lakers Celtics competitive thing where Isaiah Thomas was here too, and I was just in like a natural high because I got to feel the love, and I didn't do anything in the league, but the love he got was a little less because he was a Celtics fan. He was with the Celtics, but then I got to see how big the Lakers were globally, and I was on the Lakers, and I got this love that like, I knew I wanted to get that again. I knew I wanted to get that and find a way to give it back. So then it was a long time before I came back. 2023 was a time that obviously COVID slowed us down from getting here. I probably would have been here 2, maybe even 3 more times before I was actually able to get here. I knew it was something I wanted to do. I knew you fans was something I really wanted to connect with and figure out who my diehard fans were. And I think in 2023 was a chance for me to get to see and put a face on who my diehard fans or who the fans are in my comments, liking all my photos and showing their support from so far away. I wanted to create a platform for y'all to feel special too. We planted those seeds, fast forward to 2025 when we're here, right? And all my fans from 2023, y'all allow me to bring light to the seeds that we watered in 2023. And now this is a product of the flowers, so the difference is just having a bigger support system. Whatever I'm trying to do with the brand, they allow me to do it. Any fun or any adventures that I'm trying to branch off and do here, they paved the way for me and allow me to make my own way. So it's been good.
I think another crazy thing too was when we came the first time out here, seeing all you guys. It was like a D Wade, UD, D-Lo first. Like it was just like this whole like big long like tour, and it was crazy to see. I was shell shocked, but this time not seeing everybody in like the just some way away. It's like you see everybody in like the D-Los. It's the D-Lo 1 tour. Like it's definitely like. I'm sure we'll be back to China a few more times, but this is definitely going to be one of them ones. It's like, wow. Like, you remember the D-Lo 1 tour?
Yeah.
Like, I think we definitely going to talk about that one. So
I tell a funny story before we get some more questions that in 2023, I didn't know how big my fan base was here. I really didn't. Like, I had no idea because it was my first time, and I knew I connected with the culture, but I didn't know how big my fan base was. And I remember it was a D-Wade tour. It was his retirement tour.
Something.
It was or it was just his tour, right? And then it was UD's retirement tour. But everywhere we went, I just would hear D-Lo, D-Lo, D-Lo. And I was like, I was like, I almost had a secondhand embarrassment because I was just like this is their tour. Like I'm just like this ain't even for me. And y'all brought the light. Y'all brought the light on that. Like I got a big fan base here. I got to find a way to keep giving it back to y'all and allowing y'all to support me and allow me to support y'all. So
I
sick.
vividly remember. I think we went to the store in Shenzhen,
Saw your photos.
bro, everywhere. But I remember there was like a group of people inside, and then outside we weren't even supposed to go there, but there was literally just like thousands of people with like D-Lo jerseys, shirts, photos, like everything. They were just screaming D-Lo. And I remember D Wade like made it a point to go out there and was like taking pictures of you doing all that stuff. And I remember I was just like, yo.
I mean
Like,
that in the most humble way possible.
It was crazy, bro. It was
Yeah.
insane. It was insane.
No, it's sick. Anybody else? What's up, Al?
It's been a long journey. What I want to ask is we've been doing some crazy things throughout the tour. Like I can imagine like 10 years ago we can party with D-Lo, we can drink with D-Lo, we can practice with D-Lo. Like when I try to pick up all those pieces last night, I was thinking for your next China tour, what else you want to achieve with all of your fans, with all of us, and what else we can do for you? Because we already been done so many crazy things that I believe no NBA player will be ever doing with his fans, and you're the one. You're the one that is doing all those unique things. So I was thinking last night on the bed, like for your next China tour, like what else we can do together.
I mean, when you say like we've done it all in a short period of time, I think this room right here is probably like 20 of you guys, 25 of you guys. If we can make that 50 of us to 100 of us to where we come to Hong Kong, they want to give us a bigger room because they know this is going to be massive, you know, and I'm all about elevating. You know, my guy, I met this dude and he was a camera guy to the point where he put the camera down. And that, I mean, that makes me smile because I know he's elevated from where he was. And I said it a few years ago, Jordan, my guy, like all my dudes, I see them with suits on in the future, just like kind of like they not cameraing no more. We have a camera crew. We have guys that it's going to be their first time. So just being able to continue to add to this, continuing to plant seeds, put water on them during the season, and then when the summertime comes, we know this is our time to shine. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to whatever we can do. I mean, I can't name what we haven't done because I make it all exclusive for y'all. I give y'all front row access to whatever I'm doing. Like I said, I'm accessible to y'all. So being able to just continue to make this bigger and better and become more accessible to all my biggest fans. My dog.
Do you have anything off the top of your mind that you want to do next time we come?
I mean, Mark was asking all of us what are things that you want to do with D-Lo, and all of the fans in the group chat, they were like, oh, I want D-Lo's autograph, I want a picture with D-Lo. Mark was saying that picture some crazy things.
Not just that, right? Yeah. I mean,
Well, you guys come up with something, man.
We got to have an idea next year.
yeah, make
sure.
it, just keep flooding with ideas and we'll figure out ways to make it happen. For sure. Hell yeah. Anybody? Go ahead.
So you're a free agent this
Ethan.
year, right? This summer you're a free agent, and
Yeah.
I'm asking like, what's the odds of you staying in Brooklyn? So next time I can still see you in Barclays Center.
Well, you said what's
Like you're a free agent this year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm asking like, what are the odds of you staying in Brooklyn so I can still see you in Barclays Center next year?
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, being a free agent is something that I'm unfamiliar with. Yeah, I never really got to be a free agent like this to where I can see and hear, you know, who wants me and who needs me. But I'm also taking in consideration playing, you know, for a team that, you know, really sees me being a part of the future and can help them right now. So the playoffs are going on. I think that time will come sooner rather than later, and I'll have a better feel. But speaking on any team or putting any team out there, bringing them to the light right now, it'll probably come back and bite me, and I just rather not do that. So we'll see. Great question though.
I mean, how the NBA works, every team will play at least once there. So at least once.
At least once. So you gotta make it to that game.
At least once.
I try to play in all those games too, because I know fans are traveling all over the world, and I always do something special to where the brand sends me thousands of pairs of shoes. So throughout the year, I always, when I'm on the road and stuff, I always bring extra pairs that I can sign and give to some of my fans that are sitting all the way up there that you can't see, but I see that D-Lo jersey on, and I'm gonna bring you down to this floor so you can feel that, and I'm gonna give you a pair of shoes to take with you. So I always do something special like that. So stay tuned.
I think we had one over here somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get both of you guys. Go ahead.
Hello. May I ask were you back to All-Star game again? We're all looking forward that shit.
Bro, y'all gotta do better fan voting then, I guess. I gotta lead in fan voting, man. Nah, man. My career's been a roller coaster, dude. And to be an all-star it's not easy. And when you think of all the guys that are all-stars, they're either in a situation that has stability or they're just unbelievable talents. And I'm at the point in my career where I need stability to be my best me. You know, I can't just be on any team and you throw me out there and expect me to be D-Lo from my all-star year. I need a coach that knows what he's doing with me, and I need players that compliment me, like that Brooklyn team. All those players complimented my style. And I look at that as a situation that was one of my only few situations where I got to drive the ship. You know, I was the captain of the ship. It was me or nothing. Like it was all or nothing with me. So I'm not saying I want that now. I think what's winning nowadays is having a great supporting cast, but to just also be in a position where I can just be me and I don't have to worry about an agenda or anything like that. So, gotcha. Good question.
Shout out to 2019.
Talk to him. That was a great time. Great time.
I'll do a hot take. I think that was a great year for you, but I don't think that was the best basketball you've ever played.
I agree. Golden State goes unnoticed.
Golden State definitely goes unnoticed. I mean, even you in a Lakers uniform, I think is way overlooked. But
I mean, they didn't like the way that ended, so a lot of people discredit that. But I broke some records. I shot the ball better than I ever shot before. And when you talk about flow state, I was on a team that allowed me to just show up. Once you find what works for you, it's easy to be consistent with it. So.
I think there was like a Game 6 Klay Thompson like thread for a while. I think people need to go back and look at Game 6 D-Lo.
Memphis, right?
And Golden State.
Yeah, I mean.
That's for another time. I
yeah,
guess.
Yeah. Talk to him. Get your YouTube going, man. Check the clips. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Hi, D-Lo.
What's up, bro?
Last year I go to the Los Angeles and Brooklyn watch your game, and so I just want to show my love to you.
Wow.
And today is my birthday.
There you go.
Happy birthday, bro.
I see you got a suitcase full of jerseys right
because
there.
I collect your jersey when you.
This dude's got my bird.
Yeah, high
Bro.
school and college.
Look at this guy.
Yeah,
Brag
the
to us, bro.
Ohio and the rookie year,
Come on, bro. We're going to make sure we sign all those jerseys for you.
Yeah. And everything your
Those are all game worn?
Yes. No. This two is not game one.
Respect.
Yeah,
At
this
least he
two is
lied
not
about
game
it.
one, but
That'd
the
be
other is
crazy.
all the game one jersey.
We're going to make sure we take care of you, bro.
Because
I like what you do
your
with that
everything
tape,
I find my way to collect your jersey.
Wow.
When the Warriors and Timberwolves, and when
No,
you're
I
back
see.
to Lakers, and now this is your fresh game one
I
jersey.
hear you, bro.
Yeah,
Hey, give it up for him, man. Everybody give it up for him, man. That's special, bro.
So all the love. Yeah.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Thank you. My pleasure.
No, of course. We'll make sure we sign those for you. We'll make sure we write something special on it for you. Love that support.
A game worn.
Play basketball.
Appreciate that, brother.
Appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
And maybe next year I go to watch you again.
Come on.
Again, yeah.
Come
yeah,
on.
Sure.
I'll
Thank you,
remember the
thank you.
face.
Yeah, thank you, Dylan.
A game worn Montverde jersey would have been crazy.
That's crazy because it was only like 2 of them ever.
And Pops probably got both of them.
For sure. No, that's sick. Anybody else? Y'all got me. Y'all got us right here. Y'all ask away. Tone got something for us. What's up?
What's been your favorite thing you've ate thus far on this trip?
Favorite thing I've ate?
And worst.
Worse. Okay. Y'all want worse or best? Which one y'all want?
I know what
first?
yours is.
Worse.
I know what yours is.
Right. What was your worst?
There ain't no bro. There ain't no It's clear.
Stinky tofu.
Stinky tofu.
Do y'all like stinky tofu?
Y'all like that?
Is that you guys like it?
Chung Cha had the best stinky tofu, right? All right.
Listen, I saw him eat it, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna eat that.
Yeah.
I saw his reaction.
Honestly, I'm not picky, so worst food that I had, I can't recall. Honestly, like I can't recall. I had crawfish for the first time, and the crawfish that was probably the best food I had. Y'all gotta realize all my closest friends that I've met throughout my lifetime, I'm still great friends with them. And as I mentioned earlier, I went to high school with this guy. His name's Sebastian, and he's a professional clean your plater, and your plate too. Your plate too, and anytime you call him, he's probably eating. So we've tried some of the best food here. What was the restaurant, bro, that we went to? What was the name of it? What was the name of that? You remember the name?
Yeah, Yanting.
Yanting, in the hotel at the St. Regis. That place was unbelievable. Like no misses. We had we had spicy ribs. What else we had? We had truffle pasta or the truffle fish. Oh my God. It was like a fish with truffle into it, and it had the broth was unbelievable, and they said it was good for you, and I can see why. It was so fresh. But the food has been unbelievable. I would say the food here is way better than people think. It's fresher, and I really just appreciate the food here a little bit better. Honestly, it's cleaner. So
the spicy beef like salad or whatever it was from the very first night that we ate, I loved that. And where's Terry? Is Terry here? Wherever Terry's at, I shout
Terry's
Terry.
Baijuing.
Because Terry introduced us to Baiju, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody got any questions for us before we wrap this thing up? Go ahead. Hold on. Let's get somebody new. Let's get somebody new one time. Go ahead.
Oh, like who? If there is a fan or a trip that impressed you, let's put it that way.
Okay. I mean, y'all kind of made it home for me every city we've been to. I see the same face. That's what I'm saying. Like, I see the same. This group of guys right here that sit. These group of guys that sit in courtside, plus you. Of course, I remember you.
Shanghai.
Yeah, brag to the people out there, bro. Come on, bro. So like y'all, I remember faces. I'm not the best with names, so to see the same faces is probably the deepest impression, right? I think everywhere I go, when I see the same familiar faces, I continue to feel that love. So I can't single one fan out. I think it's this group. You know, we brought it in yesterday. We did the half court shot. We did the practice. That group is a small, intimate group. I'm sure it's gonna grow over time, but I remember those faces. I even remember her face right here. Yeah. You traveled all over to get here too, right? But I remember her face from 2023 too. So y'all keep showing up. I'm gonna remember it. Promise.
It's crazy too, because I saw a guy today in the train station, and he like came up to like talk to me, and I looked at him and was like, "You had curly hair.
I remember
you
you
here in 2023, and his hair was just straight slicked over." I was like, "That's crazy." I remember your face, but your hair is completely different.
I remember all you guys' faces for sure. Listen to Bill. Bill liked that one. I know that laugh.
He definitely went up to Bill too, I bet.
I know that laugh. You got one, Alan? Go ahead.
This one is kind of on behalf of all the fans that who loves NBA. Like, we would like to know what is your daily routine in a game day as an NBA player, especially as you, D'Angelo Russell. Like, what do you do usually, like in that game day from morning to the game? Yeah.
So I'll go back to 2018, 2019 when I had some little bit of stability, and I knew like what the day was going to consist of. This is when I was like super strict on everything that I was eating, everything that I was taking in, sleep, my training regiments, my recovery. It was almost sick. I remember them talking about Ray Allen when I was probably in college. I heard them talking about how sick Ray Allen's game day routine was. And if y'all can look up Google or YouTube, Ray Allen's game day routine, how sick it was. And I heard that, and I was like, I gotta figure me a routine out, because I'm not a routine guy. I'm a guy that just like, I like to just float and go off field.
And I remember trying to implement a routine and it never worked for me. Like my first few years in the league, like you see guys doing their pregame shooting on the court, and a lot of those guys were doing shooting, they would do ball handling, I would play one-on-one. Like I would just play one-on-one. Like, come on, coach, let's play one-on-one, let's throw the ball out, and I'm gonna get my confidence over just busting your ass. Like that's how I'm gonna get going. And it changed from that to I get to Brooklyn the first year I got hurt. The second year was when I was an all-star, and I was like, I'm gonna hire a chef. So I hired a chef. So now I got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I didn't eat anywhere else. I tried to stay away from going to dinners and doing all that. And if I was going to dinner at night, I would go home, eat dinner, then go to dinner with the fam and with everybody. And then I probably wouldn't eat. I would just drink some wine and relax. So then I wasn't a sleeper. And they started like recognizing that I wasn't getting the best sleep. And they started mentioning like, if you want to be good, you got to sleep better. You got to be more consistent at whatever you do. Tell my brother this all the time. I call LeBron, I call Rajon Rondo, two guys that I view are like some of the smartest guys in the league. I called both of them and I was just like, what do y'all do? What's y'all regimen look like? And they start breaking it down to me. They both had the same correlation of taking care of their bodies and sleeping. Rondo's doing yoga. Bron, y'all know what he does. He spends $1 million on his body, right? So y'all knew what he did. So when they said it, it stuck with me because they got the credibility. I started sleeping at a decent time every night. I started waking up at the same time, no alarm, just from getting decent sleep at the same time. So now I don't need an alarm. So that's something different from me. I'm waking up at a time that was so foreign to me, but it was all from my sleeping habits. So then after the game, I would come home, do Normatec. I'll put the boots on. And then all my guys would come over and we would play spades. We would play like a card game. That was our routine. It was wake up, go lift, come back, take a nap, go to the game, come home. After the game, I lift weights. So I would lift weights after the game, come home, eat with the Normatec. Usually there would be a 10:30 game from West Coast on. I'd watch the rest of that, maybe the second half while I'm eating. Guys want to go out and like have a drink or do something like that. I got to finish my Normatec before I do that. I got to finish my food before I do that. And then we can go. So it was all about doing the same thing no matter what. Even if we were on the road, sometimes on the road, the hotels don't have the best weight rooms. So I found a way to get my regimen in without needing a weight room to do it. I might be in the hotel room lifting the chair and doing core, or call or FaceTime with my trainer trying to figure out how I can still get it in, no excuses. Then I still found a way to get good rest. I still found a way to do the best recovery I could possibly do to prepare for the next day. So that was what my regimen looked like there. But Brooklyn's also a place too where they got the best performance team. So when it came to any injury or anything that I needed more of, they got it to me. And I always tell the story. I don't know why. I don't know if it's true, but when Kevin Durant hurt himself in 2020, maybe 2020, right? When he tore his Achilles, he was talking about going to the Knicks. And I don't know the Knicks performance team, but Brooklyn has probably the best performance team in the NBA. And I was like, dude, if I hurt myself and I knew about Brooklyn's performance team, I'm going to Brooklyn. And I kind of spoke it into existence, and they ended up going to Brooklyn, and he ended up doing really well, right? So I give a lot of credit to the performance team and them educating me first. They educated me on my body. They told me when I needed more sleep. They could tell when I wasn't fresh. And it was just all about educating myself on my body. Everybody's body's different. So good question, bro. Heck yeah. Any more? We want to wrap it up.
I think it is.
Anybody got any more questions? We leaving it open. We're gonna end it with this one. Go ahead, Brody.
As a point guard, how do you balance score and assess?
Dude, that's the hardest thing to do. Because if I came into the game like Peyton Pritchard, right? Peyton Pritchard's a guy that's a beast. He can fill it up. But all he has on his mind is score. He doesn't have to pass. He doesn't have to think about anything else but score the ball. I think I might be sixth man of the year. I think I might be a guy that you like he's gonna win us some games this year. And then you got myself where I have to start the game and I'm like, I gotta get LeBron going. I gotta get LeBron the ball. I gotta get AD the ball. So now it's like, I can't just come in and steal the show and score every time. Go to Minnesota. I come into the game, I gotta get Cat the ball. I gotta get Anthony Edwards the ball. So it changes my mentality of being this guy that when I was in 2018, it's like, dude, do you. You don't have to get nobody the ball. You don't have to pass. You don't have to, if you don't want to shoot, you don't have to. But I'm so good at passing that if I'm not scoring, I can pass. And that game can look like 15 assists for me. Or I can be the guy that scores 30 points and get 5 assists. But it's like whatever the game's presenting is how I try to take that versus coming to the game with this mentality of I'm scoring 30 tonight, like Peyton Pritchard. I can't have that mentality on some of the teams. So that goes being a point guard. I got to point guard my approach. I can't come in with this approach knowing that LeBron James is right there. I can't just try to score 30. So I still balance it, man. It's hard. We've had tough conversations with my guys. It's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. It's probably the hardest thing being a basketball player that can score and pass. Once again, man, give it up for y'all. Give it up for y'all selves for being here. Give it up for the camera crew that's made this happen. Give it up for the hotel folks that made this happen and let us happen. Give it up for the way away folks in the back. Give it up for the co-host, Link the World, my dog. I appreciate y'all.
Come on, George. Zoom in on these real quick.
Come on, the backyard editions.
Backyard shoes,
Come on, man. Backyard editions.
Hey, take a few of them home.
Come on, bro.
Give away something.
Come on, y'all. This is special. Once again, the brand allows me to make my own way in whatever I'm doing. I collab. I wanted to start my own podcast. We said it in 2023, and this is the product of that. We got involved in the energy drink with Coco 5. They put that on a shoe and ran with that. So right now, like I said, this is about planting seeds now. So when we come back soon, we can see the fruits of our labor, and y'all gonna be front row and part of it the whole time. Appreciate y'all. Of course. More colorways. We got you. Lee, you heard that, right? Make sure y'all like, subscribe. We all the way in Hong Kong with it. Y'all gonna get the full movie documentary style. I think it's like a 5-part series or something.
Coming soon, man.
Shout out to Joe and everybody behind the scenes. It's gonna be crazy. Stay tuned. We checking out.